Welcome to the Two Guys, One Coup podcast with Dale and Jim, where the truth matters and progressives' feelings don't. We bring you the facts from the perspective of two average, everyday guys who will never apologize for being America first, for adhering to our great Constitution, and for saluting the flag that our brothers and sisters have fought and died for. And now, here's Dale and Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hi, Dale. How are you doing?
Good. How was your weekend?
It's actually pretty good. Taking care of a sick wife. She hasn't been feeling well for a while, so.
Well, hopefully she feels better soon.
She's went back to work today, so that's good.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
We'll see
That
how
is
long
good.
it lasts. So but
good.
Yeah, other than that, everything's
Awesome.
good.
Good.
My Reds threw a combined no-hitter yesterday and lost 1-0.
Have lost.
Only in Cincinnati this year.
If I'm not mistaken, Ken, we used to be sports guys. Now we're political.
Yep,
but
yep.
I think it was only the sixth time in Major League Baseball history that's ever happened. So in case anybody doesn't know, Jim's Reds threw a no-hitter and lost.
Yep. And my good friend Dale texted me. Said, "Hey, nice no-hitter, dude."
Immediately following it. Everybody, welcome. Two Guys, One Coup. This is episode 27.
Yes.
Thank you all again for your support and for liking and following and sharing and commenting and giving us reviews. We really do appreciate it. Again, another boring week and weekend. Nothing really to talk about, like usual, except everything again.
Yep.
We only had, I think like 13, 14, I don't know, 30 mass shootings this weekend.
Seemed like
Seemed like it. There was a lot going on with that. Jim, what do you say we just get right into it? And we'll start with our first story of the day.
Perfect. Okay. Well, the one story I want to talk about, there were shootings at flea markets. There were shootings, like Dale said, everywhere this weekend.
Churches.
But the Buffalo shooting stands out. And we're going to talk about the Buffalo shooting because it stands out because they find out this young man, Peyton Gendron, opened up on this Tops grocery store. It was a convenience store. And he was doing it live on Twitchy. I think that's what
is it. Twitch? Was it Twitchy?
Yeah,
okay.
Twitch.
I didn't know which live it was.
And it was showing live for a while, and then they finally took it down. They finally took it down because we better take this down. Yeah. So now the reason why we're talking about it is he had a 180-page manifesto.
He did.
And it was racially motivated. This act was racially motivated. And of course, the liberal media outlets jumped all over it. And even our wonderful Liz Cheney even made some comments.
Oh, God.
I didn't hear those. What it was, so instantly when you find out that it's a white person that goes in with a racist motivation, and he was a white supremacist.
He was.
It's Tucker Carlson comes up, and then Greg Gutfeld, which I don't know why his name came up, but so everyone's talking about how this is what's happening with the MAGA crowd or the Carlson crowds that's putting this out there. Well, we find out that he actually hates Tucker Carlson. He hates Greg Gutfeld. He hates conservatism. He hates it. He's not.
And watch how quick that story goes away now.
It has. It has. It has gone. I mean, Fox is still talking about it, but the rest of it's gone away because it's not such a good story now because we can't blame Trump supporters. Right. We can't blame Tucker Carlson and Greg Gutfeld.
But boy, they were quick to do it, weren't they?
And like we have been saying all along, white supremacist does not follow conservative values. That is not what that is. They want to, the left, they have their severe left, right? They have their complete idiotic, crazy leftists, but they want to have the right to have that. Well, they want to put white supremacists on that side. But if you look at fascism, if you look at anything that has to do with white supremacists or Hitler, there's no conservative values in there whatsoever.
Not a one.
But whenever it's racism, we have to affiliate that with conservatives.
Yep.
So anyway, so the shooter I don't want to talk to him about him a whole lot because I don't want his name out there. I just want to point out how the media initially jumped all over this because, oh my God, we got one. This is awesome. This is awesome. And then find out that it's not. And this is going to go away pretty quickly, in my opinion.
Pretty quickly indeed. Pretty quickly indeed. No, I mean, it's just, so when you talk about how they jumped right on top of, I mean, it was immediate, Jim. I couldn't even believe it, how quick it was. Trump supporter, racially motivated. This is because of Trump's rhetoric. Then they did jump on the Tucker Carlson. They did jump on Greg Gutfeld. I can't even fathom why that was even it didn't, you know why? Well, okay. I say I can't fathom it. Well, Greg Gutfeld is beating the late night guys on his show, the network late night guys like the Colberts and the Jimmy Kimmels and all that on a Fox News show. He's destroying them. So and Tucker Carlson's the number one show in primetime on cable. So of course they're going to just jump on those two. They want to associate anything bad with those two. So I get why they did it. But the point is that this manifesto in there proclaims that he's an atheist. Oh, that doesn't sound like conservative values. Am I right?
Nope.
He denounced conservatism, even in the manifesto itself, and Christianity. There's other things in there that he did, but he wrote, "Are you a Christian?" No. He wrote, "I do not ask God for salvation by faith, nor do I confess my sins to him. I personally believe there is no afterlife. I do, however, believe in and practice many Christian values," is what he said. Now, I don't know how you can't believe in an afterlife and you can't believe that there's salvation and believe in God, but you follow Christian values. That's crazy. Are you a fascist? Are you a fascist? Yes. Fascism is one of the only political ideologies that will unite whites against the replacers. I don't even know what that means, bro.
Never heard of it.
But never heard of it. He explained how his affinity for communism influenced his ideology. Quote, "When I was 12, I was deep into communist ideology. Talk to anyone from my old high school and ask about me, and you will hear that." So, and then he also wrote, "From age 15 to 18, however, I consistently moved farther to the right on the political compass. I fall in the mid to moderate authoritarian left category, and I would prefer to be called a populist." Anywhere in there, does that sound like conservative, Trump, America first, capitalism views?
How the left views this,
Chip. Well, that's right. That's how they view us.
Yeah.
And he also wrote to, and quote, "Conservatism is dead, thank God." But does that sound like someone who has conservative values? Conservatism is dead, thank God.
Like I said, usually we don't want to talk about stuff like this because
we don't.
You and I, we try not to. I mean, there's riots going on all over the place. We don't talk about it on everyone. We don't talk about it. The only reason we brought this up is not because because when we see something like this, conservatives don't sit there and say, "God, I hope it was a Joe Biden supporter," or "I hope it was a pro-choice person."
We're devastated by it. I mean, it's
we don't want that. No. That's not the first thing we look at. Nope. Liberals, media outlets of every kind, the first thing they look at is, "Oh my God, race motivated. Oh, please let it be a MAGA supporter. Please let him be wearing a Donald Trump hat and DeSantis hat," or whatever you want to say going in to do this. And folks, leftists, if you want to really know what conservatism is, ask us. We'll tell you. And you're the ones that put the racist disclaimer on it, because we say that we support small government, low taxes, basically stay the hell out of our lives, government, low taxes, help yourself. There'll be some assistance, but after a while, you got to learn to fish, that whole thing. Basically, in a nutshell, that's who we are. Okay. A lot of times we're Christian. We're Christian and things like that.
In our belief, we're not holy rollers, all of us.
No. And those are the way we are.
And there are people like that, and that's fine. I mean, I don't begrudge them for being that way and full and
it's
born
people
again,
on the left, for whatever reason, when we sit here and say, this is funny. We sit here and say, we expect people to be able to take care of themselves. by getting a job. If you lose your job for whatever reason, or you lose a loved one and you can't have a job, here's help for the short term.
Yeah.
Okay. But eventually you got to learn to take care of yourself. How did that get turned into a racist?
Of course.
How was that? That's the left did that, not us.
Yep.
We don't. When I sit there and say, okay, there's less fortunate, I don't instantly think it's a black person. I don't think it, I don't think it's a white person. I think it's a less fortunate person. Let's find out about their life a little bit. Let's help them get on the right track. It's not a matter of, that shooting was there. Man, I hope it was a Biden supporter. No, I don't want that. Never want that.
Correct.
You and I both talked about this when pro-lifers would go in and threaten to kill or, shoot up Planned Parenthood places. Totally against that. Absolutely don't agree with it.
Nope.
Never is violence an answer. Never.
Nope.
And, but man, this shooting, it's going to go away because there's no story here.
It is. It's going to go away. Like, what was another racially motivated shooting that recently? Oh yeah. The New York subway shooter. Geez, what happened to that? That was racially motivated. He was clearly, I think he was black, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was black.
I forget. And he was going after Asians, if I'm not mistaken. That was his whole. But as soon as that happened, subway shooter, oh boy, we better put that on the back burner. That didn't fit the agenda, did it? He wasn't a white NRA member, right wing whack job, so we can't be talking about that. What did Liz Cheney say? Do you even know? Because I didn't know.
Liz Cheney basically
November
said,
can't come soon enough. Go on.
Yeah. The Tucker Carlson crowd, what she calls, okay,
is that what she calls
Tucker Carlson crowd is dangerous because it's causing stuff like this. And Liz Cheney, the woman's in trouble. She thinks she's going to be able to win because of her name. Yeah. And
no way.
She lives in a very conservative state.
I mean, it's Wyoming, people.
Yeah. And, she just keeps opening her mouth and just keeps doing what she does. And, maybe her father should take her hunting. I'm sorry. For those of you who don't know, there was this when he was vice president, there was a shooting incident where he accidentally shot someone in the face.
Shot his friend, wasn't it? A friend of his?
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. That was bad. That was bad.
I have a few others that should tag along with Liz Cheney. You're fine if you take Mitch McConnell with you.
Yep.
Nancy Pelosi, all of them. I mean, whatever. Yep. Just take a whole group to the hunting camp. Go for it. I'm not advocating it.
We're not some of the leftist people where if you have a D behind your name, oh, you're wonderful. You have an R behind your name and you're a jerk. We're going to call you out.
We're going to call you a jerk.
Mitch McConnell is, and I'm getting tired of,
did you forget his name?
Yeah. The guy in, oh my God.
Which guy? This is embarrassing. We're recording.
It is. Never mind.
I
know. It's just, that's good. Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, oh my God. He's the one that's up and down. He, Senator, Lindsey Graham. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham will sit there and 1 minute he's conservatives like, oh, we like that guy. And he goes back, what the hell is he talking about?
Exactly.
So these type of people need to go. I'm sorry. I want conservative values because conservative values is going to turn this country around. And in liberals, people out in California, stop being told how you feel.
Yep.
Just stop being told how you feel and actually see how you feel.
Yeah.
Because when Barack Obama was telling the African Americans or black people that you're doing fine, they weren't doing fine.
No.
But Barack said we were, so we're doing fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And stop it. That's your fault. That's on you.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah, well, and that's it. And then so it's the right away on this shooting, of course, then the gun control issues come out again.
Oh yeah,
we got to just limit the gun because this guy had to be on somebody's radar. Am I not wrong? He was there. Not saying that you would know this, but he was there the day before scoping out the locations. I'm assuming where are most of the black people going to go? Right. That kind of sounds to me like what he was doing.
Yep.
And clearly scoped this out, but he was on social media. When they say there's signs, this asshole. There was clear-cut signs that he was going to cause some
Where
damage.
was the disinformation czar out there saying that we should probably take this propaganda stuff?
Yeah, they just started it. It's not really in place yet. So,
Yeah.
you got to excuse them for that mistake.
Yeah, I do like the thing that went around. It's saying, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, but independent fact checkers prove that it's actually not. So it's like, yeah, that's about right.
Yep,
I love these fact
right.
checkers.
I do too.
Yeah.
Jim, is that all we got on this one right now?
Yeah, because I don't want to give the guy any more.
Nope.
Exposure.
Guy's an asshole. He just deserves the death penalty or whatever they're going to give him.
Hypocrisy of the left. I mean, we use that term all the time on this show, and it's they want stuff. I'm sorry, guys, you want stuff like this to happen so you can try to pin it on an ultra MAGA person.
They do.
When actually, we wear that as a badge of honor.
We do.
Call me that all you want. I don't care. I'm not racist at all. I want everybody of all forms life to succeed. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white, Hispanic. I don't really care. Let's all be a part of a great country.
Exactly.
That sets it up for success if you try.
There's only one way to get that great country, and that is to vote out these rhinos and these Democrat progressive liberals. That's the only way to do it. Speaking of voting, let's go on to our next story. Ready, Jim?
Perfect.
So, Jim, you went over this last week. I finally had the chance to watch 2000 Mules, the Dinesh D'Souza movie on ballot harvesting and election fraud. Now, like I had said, I knew a lot of this already. I kind of saw some videos on it before, but pieced it all together in the entire movie. Great movie, by the way.
Yep.
I mean, eye-opening movie. And so when that movie was done, and I watched it with my family, and we were all pissed off, and we were all shocked to an extent. I can say that my daughter and my wife were a little bit more shocked because they haven't paid as much attention to this as you and I have. So when they talked about the Gableman report, when they talked, I'm like, we know all about this. We did, show they know that we did shows on this. Matter of fact, our good friends took that episode down on the Gableman report. So when I was done watching it, I was pissed, and I was thinking the same thing probably everybody else was thinking, and we talked about it. Why aren't these people in jail? And then on top of that, and I know they're working on it, they've handed it over to law enforcement. I get all that, and I get why things may not be happening. But then what shocked me even more was when I realized, and I'd heard stories and rumblings about it, that the conservative people aren't even talking about this. And what I mean by that is the conservative news networks, your Fox News, your Newsmax, I don't know about OAN. I don't want to bring them into it because I don't know if that's true or not, but at least the two most popular cable news networks, which is Newsmax and Fox News, no mention of it. Jim, I think we can speculate a little bit of reasoning why that has happened. But I don't know the truth on it. I don't know if you have an idea on why that might be taking place, but go on.
Well, what drives me nuts about it, and I'm glad you brought that up, is after the election, when Sidney Powell had said all this stuff I proved that this election was a fraud, it was a sham, I have all this stuff. Sean Hannity, all of these conservative guys were getting on there and talking about how this was stolen, how, we got to do this, Then they stopped talking about it. When states stopped, we're not going to prosecute, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that.
When they certified the election.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, but he has actually we haven't seen anything from Sidney Powell. Okay, we haven't seen nothing in these boxes that she had or anything else. No. Now, maybe part of this was what Dinesh D'Souza did. I don't know. He didn't credit her.
Well, it was really True the Vote. So when everyone says, "Oh, this is Dinesh D'Souza," and so I'll get the argument. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'll get I'm getting arguments with people that are like, "Why would I watch the movie? The guy's a criminal. He owes Trump for pardoning him." You understand that it didn't come from it's his movie and production. It is True the Vote. It is those folks who did all that research. It's them who have the 4 million minutes of video on this. But go on. Yeah. So
no, it's just so now you actually have video proof.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw the guys on there, Charlie Kirk and and they're like, okay,
Dennis Prager,
Dennis
who was
Prager,
a very big skeptic.
Yep, he was a big skeptic, and now they're all okay. Why aren't these being now? Thank God Arizona's doing it. They're actually prosecuting people. They're actually people going through trials, and it's not hard to do, guys. It's not hard to go out. You've got him on video. Go out and find this guy, pull him in, talk to him. I guarantee you, they start talking. Who did this? Who did that? Who did that?
Well, one did in the movie itself
from Arizona.
From Arizona, that's right. And now I saw recently that Georgia is putting out pictures of potential with call law enforcement. Here's a picture of one. If you know this person, call. So that's where it gets to me a little bit iffy, because when you look up how they tracked them, the geo tracking, we know that technology is pretty good. We know that they've caught murderers. They even say so in the movie. It's really crazy how they do it, but they caught murderers. They catch all sorts of criminals, bank robbers. It doesn't matter, by tracking their cell phones. Okay. Whether they're on or off. Off is a little more difficult, but it can be done.
Yeah.
So, when I see the fact that I go out and I look and I'm doing research on geo-tracking and I get, oh, it's not accurate, geo-tracking. You go to Google, you're going to get 1,000 things that aren't the truth right away. Honest to God, because that's big tech. That's what they want to do. So, but then you start digging deep and you're like, this stuff is accurate within 3 meters. Now, I'm not from Canada. I don't do the decimal system. I don't do the, that's about 12 feet, right? 12 to 15 feet. That's pretty damn accurate when you're following a guy who goes from this ballot box back to Stacey Abrams' nonprofit warehouse to another ballot box, to another. Excuse me. That's pretty accurate. So from that point, I'm like, okay, because this is so accurate, because they use it in murders and they use it in all that, certainly Fox News is going to talk about it. Certainly Newsmax is going to talk about it. Well, Dinesh D'Souza has a podcast. All right. He does it with his wife, who was in the movie. And he talks about this. And he talks about some of the things he ran into. He was supposed to appear on Tucker Carlson. He gets a call from the producer saying, okay, we're going to use a portion of not the title, not your name about the movie, but a portion of your movie. And you can't talk about the movie when you're on there. What? Why? Well, you just can't do it, And so they canceled him because he said, I don't agree to those terms. I need to talk about the movie. That's why I'm coming on. And they threatened him with, you're not going to come on the show anymore. You're not going to do, this is from Tucker Carlson's people, which Dinesh D'Souza fully believes came directly from Tucker Carlson. He doesn't believe that a guy like Tucker doesn't know what his people are saying. And I agree with that. So I think this stems from Fox News ownership, which is the Rupert Murdochs, those people who we know are not highly conservative folks.
Well, the spouses, I think, really came out where the spouses of the sons of Rupert Murdoch, they're not conservative whatsoever.
At all.
And so, yeah, you're right.
So at this point, so that takes care of Fox News to me. Okay, I'm like, okay, they're making Sean Hannity not talk about it. They're making Laura Ingraham. They're making Greg Gutfeld. Like all these people that should be talking about this.
That we're talking about it when it was going on.
We were talking about it when it's going on, but now all of a sudden the proof comes out and they're not. I can only speculate it's because of leadership. And then I have to speculate, Tucker Carlson doesn't want to get canceled. He doesn't want to lose his job, but he seemed like he's almost too important for them to make that call on him. Like bring it on, talk about it.
Number one.
And Dinesh D'Souza said it best. He said, even if you don't believe the evidence, even if none of this to you is believable, let's talk about it. because it's there. It happened. These people move. We see videos of people stuffing ballots into boxes. That is illegal. Bring them into interview, and they won't do it. Newsmax, same thing. Canceled an appearance on them. I don't remember who, if it was Tucker or Sean or one of them at Fox News had Catherine Engelbrecht on, the owner of True to Vote, who conducted this research, and she wasn't allowed to talk about the movie at all. She couldn't bring up the title of the movie. She just talked about geo-tracking and potential for ballot harvesting, but she couldn't bring up the movie title. So I don't know what's going on. It's troubling to me after watching the movie that we know there's something. We know there's something there. I just think I understand why big tech, you can't find it anywhere because they're all owned by the left. You're never going to if Zuckerberg's behind it, you're never going to know the truth. Mm-mm. So it just is troublesome to me. I mean, that's really all I got on it, other than the fact that because of that, this will tie right into real quick. There's a new poll that came out. It has nothing to do with the movie, but it has to do with who they installed as our leader. Mm-hmm. This is an NBC poll. Now, NBC, very
right-leaning, very right-leaning.
Very right-leaning. 75% of Americans say the country is on the wrong track under Joe Biden.
And I still want to meet the other 25 that think we're on the right track. I don't understand this.
75% in this most recent poll, which just happened over the weekend, reveals that 75% of Americans believe the country is on the wrong track. For the past 7 months, 70% of Americans have said the country is headed in the wrong direction. Biden's approval in this poll also fell to 39%. This is NBC. They're not sitting there polling a lot of conservatives. Mm-mm. This isn't a very highly conservative poll. So when you look at this information and you couple it with the fact that there was cheating in the election, how are these not the top story of every news channel? You and I are old enough to kind of remember Watergate, right?
Yeah.
Not exactly the details because we were young, right. But we know the story. And most everybody does. Richard Nixon, we get it. That was 30 seconds of tape. They were going to impeach him and he was forced into retirement, Richard Nixon, because of 30 seconds of audio tape. They have 400 million minutes of video proof that these people were harvesting ballots, stuffing ballot boxes, all illegally in just the 5 battleground states and in just 5 cities within those states.
Yeah. So, and in the movie, and we talked about it briefly when I was talking about it last week, I can tell you right now, there's one easy person you can grab and file charges against, and it's the woman who voted in the runoff elections for the senator in Georgia that lived in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah, easily. She lived in South Carolina.
There you go.
And voted.
And I don't think she was visiting family and taking their ballots at 3:00 in the morning.
Well, that's the thing. So you can technically insert more than one ballot. Some states, not all of them.
Right.
But you can. I can take mine and my wife's and my daughter's, and I can go put them in. Right. I mean, I don't even know if that's true in Florida. I got to look up the law. I can't say that for sure. But say I'm in a state that can do it. Maybe Florida's one of them. I can do that. But then why would I need to go take and then go somewhere else and go to a different ballot box and then go back and go somewhere else to a different ballot box and to a different one and to a different one and to a different one.
Well, this one mule that did this 27 different times, he's very polite to his family.
And a big ass family.
That's right.
To boot.
Huge.
I mean, huge family. Yeah. So cheating happened. It occurred. It went on. We know it. Yeah. I'm disappointed in the conservatives. I am.
somebody somewhere is telling them something. It has to be. And we always, the Glenn Becks of the world, who doesn't give a crap. He's got his own TV. He's got his own people. He talked about this exact same thing. He had people on his show 6 months before the election talking about exactly what this was going to happen, which led to that debate that Donald Trump said they're going to steal the election.
They're going to steal the election.
And even he's Glenn Beck's not talking about it. And I don't understand. Somebody somewhere is telling them to let it go. I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
Every one of them? I mean, Rupert Murdoch has no control over Glenn Beck. Rupert Murdoch has no control over Newsmax organization. They don't. So it's concerning to me that there's silence. And like you said, maybe there's lawsuits. Maybe there's litigations. Maybe there's something other than. But when you hear Dinesh D'Souza say that he's getting threatened to never be able to go on Tucker Carlson again because they won't let him use a little piece of the movie and not mention the movie title. That to me tells me more.
Yeah.
Than it's just there's litigation, so they can't really talk about it. Blah blah blah.
Let's put the tinfoil hats on. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just go. Let's just do it. Okay.
Okay.
Pandemic starts in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's 2020? The election.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So we want to make sure people get sick. Starts in what's country?
China.
Starts in China. And I think now we have enough evidence, even though if you listen to some of these idiots on the left, there didn't happen. It wasn't created, right? It wasn't engineered. It was, folks. It was engineered, and it was released to do what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't making any ground.
Nope.
Wasn't getting there.
Yep.
So what else do we have to have? Well, it hurt the economy. All right, we got him now. The economy's going down. No president gets reelected when the economy's terrible. Well, starting in July of 2020, the economy started coming back because he goes, okay, this is enough. Enough's enough.
Yep.
We're done.
We got to open up.
Yeah, we got to open up, get back. So then the economy started building. Wasn't enough.
Nope.
So now we got to do the race riots. Okay, we're going to have Black Lives Matter get out there and Antifa. We're going to destroy things. We're going to really scare people.
Yep.
Not working.
Didn't happen.
So then they had to get these drop boxes.
Correct.
That was their, to me, in my opinion, that was their last ditch thing that they had to do, their last ditch effort to get him out of office.
So you combine 4 years of Trump bashing, and like they said, I think in the movie they even say this, 91% of the coverage of Trump was negative.
Yep.
On ABC, NBC, CBS. 91% was negative. So you take that, you take the Russian collusion bullshit story, you take the Ukraine call he supposedly had is why they went forth with impeaching him twice in the House. Then you take the COVID, and then you take that. Before the ballot boxes, he was going to win. There's no doubt about it.
No question.
He was that popular, and he was going to win. He was going to crush him.
He got 70 million votes.
74 million votes.
Yeah, come on.
More than any incumbent president in history. 74 million.
Yeah.
And they said Biden got 81. That's the only way. You connect those dots and it leads right back to cheating. That's the only thing it can lead to. It cannot lead to anything but that. There's no logical explanation that Joe Biden won that election fair and square. Yeah. You cannot say that. So Jim, let's I beat it to death, but it's pissing me off. So let's move on to our next segment.
Okay. I don't have one segment in particular. Sorry. In particular, I got a few things I want to talk about. Kind of run in. I briefly talk. I do want to mention to everybody out there, pay attention to this because this Michael Sussman trial starts today.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, that's part of the Durham report that started with the dossier that Christopher Steele created for Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry, and for Barack Obama.
Yep.
I know we're throwing Hillary under the bus, but Barack knew exactly what was going on. And so now we're coming into the start of the trial. And I can't stress enough, folks, you're going to see where this goes because he's keeping quiet right now, which is why he's alive.
Yep.
I'm sorry. The Clintons, anytime you went against the Clintons, you suicided yourself or your car stalled on railroad tracks and you got hit.
Yep. Which
because it happens every day. It happens every day. So all I'm saying is pay attention to this, please. People out in California, please pay attention. I mean, I get it. You're not going to understand anything. Words like it, they, I get it. You're not going to understand what that means, but just follow this trial because this is where the Clinton Teflon that they're always talking about, the Teflon president and stuff. No, it's not. The Teflon's starting to wear. And
try to find her in the news anywhere.
Yeah. And it's just she's in trouble.
Running.
She's hired.
She's in trouble.
She's hired very high powered lawyers. This is going to happen. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think she's going quietly. If she gets busted on this thing and her reputation goes down, we're going to find out a hell of a lot more. I really do. I believe she's going to talk.
You think she's going to sing, huh?
Oh my God. She is so petty. She is petty.
Yeah.
She wouldn't come out and talk after she lost the 2016 election.
Well, I know that. Yeah.
And so this woman has anger. I mean, this woman is mad. She feels like it was taken from her and they tried to cheat. And again, so we come out with all of this stuff. And again, it all goes back to who? Donald Trump.
Well,
it's all back to. They just don't like him. They don't like him at all.
Like
January 6th isn't working. Nothing's sticking with January 6th. So guess what we're having now? They're now investigating. He took papers out of the White House when he left the White House. But every time they show him leaving, there was no papers on him. Nothing. And they don't do paper anymore.
Yeah.
So again, here they go. They can't get anything on this man. They need him to stop. And it's disgusting, but pay attention to this, guys, because this is serious. I mean, you want to chart, we're ignoring 2,000 Mules. Right.
Oh,
look how much coverage the Christopher Steele report got. Look at the coverage that it got during all that time.
Years of coverage.
And every time they investigated it, they kept coming up with what? They kept finding, oh, wait, it went here.
Oh, wait, it goes back
there,
to the...
It went there.
It went back to the Clinton campaign.
Yeah.
That's every time.
Anyway, so pay attention to that. Dale, you have anything to add on that? Or
yeah, well, just keep in mind that, it's already been proven that they spied on a sitting president.
Yeah, that's really what bugs.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to come up. I mean, it's all. So pay attention to where you won't see it, folks, is ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC. You will not see mention of this, at least not in any detail. So when you look up the Sussman trial with the Durham report, you're going to have to, I assume you'll see it on Fox News. Again, I don't know how much I trust that bullshit now, but I mean,
like, here we go.
It's, I assume you'll see it on there, but if not, look for it because it's going to be important. Shit's going to hit the fan on it, but go on, Jim.
Okay. We'll just kind of, again, next one I want to go to is, what is the number one cause of death in the United States among adults 18 to 45, Dale?
The number one cause of now or what's the real cause of that?
Now.
18 to 45?
Yep.
Are they saying COVID?
Nope.
Okay. So is it heart disease? I don't know.
Fentanyl.
Oh, shit. That's right. That makes sense.
Fentanyl overdose deaths become number one cause of death among U.S. adults ages 18 to 45. This is a national emergency. Okay. Now, for those of you people who don't know what's going on, and all of you people that think everybody's coming over the border illegally are just people that want to look for jobs. They just want to find a better life for themselves. No, they're coming over here for free shit. That's the first thing. The second thing they're coming over for, drugs. They bring this stuff through. We see it all the time. Okay. Fentanyl is a huge problem, folks. It is a big, big problem. We talk about the opioid, but we got an administration that wants to do nothing about it. So we got a group of people that are actually asking him, okay, the reason why they say it's the number one death, because if you look at the federal They won't show that.
Oh, no, they won't.
So this group is asking the federal government, the Biden administration, to track the fentanyl deaths like they did the COVID deaths.
Guess what?
But I hope they don't do that, because the COVID deaths weren't really COVID deaths. We found that out. So, but what this group is saying is, they're not going to be honest with us on the fentanyl deaths that are actually happening in this country, because the fentanyl fatalities, the majority of it, and I mean vast majority of we're talking probably 95, and I'm throwing percentages out. I don't have backing on it, but we know damn well 90 to 95% of the fentanyl is coming across the border illegally with these mules coming across. I mean,
correct.
That brave guardsman down in Texas that tried to save those two they were drug mules.
They were drug mules.
Okay.
Bring it. Yep.
So
and he died because of this.
So this is again, though, our administration's giving money to the Ukraine and to other countries over there to secure their borders,
Exactly my point. 40 billion to Ukraine, baby formula to illegals, right?
Yep.
We know that story. And crack pipes to North Americans in smoke kits.
Yeah.
Which they denied. They clearly denied when that story came out a couple months ago. And we talked about it on here, that they were giving crack pipes in those smoke kits. And turns out that they really are.
Yep.
Which we knew.
But
go on.
Okay, so Families Against Fentanyl first reported the CDC data showing the fatal fentanyl poisoning surged to a leading cause of death for adults between ages of 18 and 45 between 2020 and 2021. Anyway, nearly 79,000 people between 18 and 45 years old, 37,208 in 2020 and 41,587 in 2021 died of fentanyl overdoses in that time frame. Now, these fentanyl overdoses are, we look at it, U.S. overdose deaths have doubled in 30 states in the past 2 years. The U.S. recorded more than 100,000 overdose deaths between May of 2020 and April of 2021. Over 64% of those overdose deaths are due to synthetic opioids like fentanyl and its analogs, according to the Center of Disease Control. All right, now we're going to throw out 2020 in there because some of that was under Trump. They threw out that 2020, but the majority of that during that time frame did not happen until after Trump left office, because he was trying to build the wall. Our border patrol was actually, they felt safe.
Well, they could enforce
because
the
they
laws
could actually
of
enforce
our land.
Laws. Yeah. So now, when we talk about the fentanyl, guys, it's and what we see it a lot going on right now is this fentanyl is a very minute drop of this can kill you.
Yes.
Okay. So when you get fentanyl, it serves as a pain, right? It's a pain medication.
They use it in hospitals for
pain medication. But these are measured out by pharmacists that are trained people that know how to do this. Guys, especially for some of you that are out there, when you get pills from someone, or you're handed, things that you don't know what's in it. They're lacing stuff in it. They're lacing methamphetamines with it. They're doing these are not I stress enough, these are not chemists that are measuring this out. These are, I'm going to be mean, but these are toothless people in their basement with all the meth going, hey, that's what this is. Okay.
This isn't Walter
so
White.
Now my favorite thing is you got someone like Geraldo Rivera, who sits there and says, well, the problem with opioids is we need to talk to our children and say, stop taking that stuff.
Oh, way to go, Geraldo. You're such a
that's
smart
perfect.
Guy.
Yeah. No, he solved it.
Why didn't we think of that?
Oh my God, he solved everything. Because kids aren't going to try stuff, right? and now what he's doing, he's blaming parents. Your child died of a drug overdose. It's your fault because you weren't.
It's your fault.
No,
that's right.
Keep it from coming across. Make it easier for us to do what we need to do as parents. And but again, it's part of this.
We can enforce our beliefs on our kids and all that. But even then, these things are getting slipped in drinks. These things are getting. People don't understand that. You don't have to be a drug user. I mean, when a cop, and I've seen it many times, pulls over a car that has fentanyl in it, they've gotten ill, almost died because they've inhaled it or they've touched it or it's gotten into their bloodstream.
Well,
that's how dangerous this shit is.
We have jails in our area, okay, the county that I live in, and in other counties across the country, where if fentanyl gets out, they shut it down. They have to shut it down and get people checked, make sure they're okay. This is serious stuff, guys. And our administration gives two rats' asses about it. And eventually, somewhere along the way, it's going to be Russia's fault anyway. So, because everything with this administration is Putin's fault. But I want to bring that up because I think it's very important. And one of the things that I saw on Fox News is they have actually, what they have caught coming across the border. Remember, what they've seized coming across the border was enough that it could kill every American.
Yep. Just what
they seized it. So just think of how much is coming over, guys. I mean, love your children. Exactly. Yes. Geraldo's right. You got to talk to your children about drug use. You have to. But
it does take parenting. But that's not the answer.
It happens. I mean, an innocent. Okay. You've got parents out there. You and I. I'm not. We're not as hung up on the marijuana thing, right? We, if you want to legalize it, whatever. See, some of the marijuana is being laced with this stuff. It is. Okay. All these types of drugs being laced. So, an innocent kid goes out. Yeah, you don't want them to do that, but peer pressure, all this stuff, it happens. It's real. It's out there. So this kid innocently tries a marijuana cigarette laced with fentanyl. Yeah. He dies. Are the parents bad parents? No, not at all. Are the parents bad? Nope. It's not. Yeah. We just need to pay attention, guys. And
it's not parents' fault.
Let's fix the damn border. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about before we move on to yours is I just had to do it. Apparently our churches now are being used to educate our children. Okay. A nonprofit organization is hosting an event for LGBTQ youth in Naples, Florida on Saturday that will feature a drag show at the church.
Nice. You're not talking. So you're not talking about drag racing.
No, we are actually talking about the inaugural Youth Pride Conference, which is being hosted by GLSEN Collier. No idea. Will take place May 21st at Naples United Church of Christ, and is intended for LGBTQ youth seeking to explore LGBTQ related issues they face today. Youth aged 12 to 18 are invited to attend the all-day event, which organizers boast will include free breakfast and lunch, as well as a drag show from our local drag queens.
Jim, I can't. Jim, it's every week. It's every
because I have because oh my God, our church are doing this now. We got what the hell?
What kind of church? What kind of church would
leave our children alone?
It's one thing. It's one thing to say, okay, we are inclusive and we welcome everybody in God's eyes, but you don't have to hold the fucking show, right? I mean, it's at a church. I mean, is there not a community center in Naples they can use? Is there not they can use Queers in the Park Day or whatever they want to call themselves to do this. And they're doing it in a church, a drag show. Jim,
but my problem with it is 12 to 18.
That's my problem.
That's my problem.
I don't care if you go to New Orleans, on Bourbon Street, you go to a drag show, have a good time.
Don't care.
Doesn't matter to me if you're an adult. Do what you want to do. Be a drag queen. I don't care about that either.
I have
Under 18 years old, I don't care if they're 17. A minor is a minor, and they're indoctrinating our kids with
That's what it is. And that's what it is.
Freaking day.
So
that'll
as we talk about this, it's not they're doing it. I don't care. Yep. It's 12 to 17. I'll look at it from 17 because 18.
Yeah, I don't care about 18.
12 to 17-year-olds. No. It's
enough.
Come on.
Enough.
Stop it. It's because if you've got kids out there that are confused, okay, and they are. We have kids out there that are confused.
Of course.
And if they're confused about the wrong thing, they're going to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And and I'm not, again, before you guys yell at me and stuff, I'm not saying becoming a transgender is the wrong thing. What I am saying,
drag queen and transgender are two different things. Yeah. Let's be honest.
As I'm trying to talk about this, it's the wrong thing is a 12 or 13-year-old's the proper way to start talking about this.
Do they know what the right and wrong thing when it comes to sexuality?
Yeah.
Are they
and do
aware?
They need to know?
And do they need to know?
And if they do, it's the parents' choice. And anyway,
that's right.
Okay,
that's right.
I'm done. That's my transgender discussion for the day.
Jim, it kind of brings us into our last story, which will be quick as well. Let's get right to it. So as Jim once again brought up a transgender-ish type story, an Ohio school district won't be having Diversity Day this year after school board members said enough. Political indoctrination was enough. The Forest Hill School District Board voted 4-0 Sunday that with one abstention, don't know who that was, to ban Turpin High School from having the event during school hours or in any shape if the school or taxpayer resources are being tapped into. This school is just outside of your favorite town, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
During the meeting, school board president Linda Hosfield read from parents' emails that indicated opposition to the event, which has gone on for the past 5 years. So they've had Diversity Day at this school for 5 years. Some parents said they did not want students taught critical race theory, which was opposed by several of the current board members in last year's elections. Voters made it very clear in the November election, which we saw and we've talked about, that we do not want to fund social justice and political programming that is inherently divisive. That's true. We saw this in the Virginia election, right?
Yep.
And who caused all that? The moms, right?
Yep.
They were the ones who did this. She read a letter from a Black parent that read, maybe their hearts are in the right place, and I respect that, but the implementation is completely off-base, biased, and offensive. Very sensible way of explaining that. This is from a Black parent. And I agree. Maybe their hearts are in the right place. To me, before I go on, I'll get on my soapbox for a minute. To me, every social program, most social programs, most social ideas, I do believe start with good intentions. Let's stop bullying, children who are gay or lesbian.
Yep.
Let's stop. Totally agree. I mean, that is absolutely, but it's like everything else. They don't stop there.
Nope.
They don't stop there. They don't stop there. They don't stop there. Soon they have queer days and drag queens reading to children in the libraries, elementary school children reading in libraries. They just continue and continue and continue to make an issue where there's never been an issue before. So part of the day was an activity in which students were asked questions, including whether they were embarrassed about their clothes or whether their doctor was of the same race as they were. As if that fucking matters. Quote here, to me, I don't understand how this is the business of students, staff, or leaders in this exercise, board member Sarah Jones said. How is this not political and indoctrination of the students? Jones noted that the event speakers bring an agenda to the event. Important to note, one of the guest speakers on their mission statement, it states, unite and ignite people for racial justice, she said. That's what they like. Anyways, Jim, that's all I got on the story, really.
It's, I like how you brought that up because good things that are out there. Okay. Bullying kids.
Yes.
Bullying kids. Calling, racism in schools. Homosexuals, beating up on homosexuals and all this stuff. These are good things. Don't do that. These are good things to teach. Let's not do this. But like you said, they don't stop there. They want to sit here and say, well, here's what a transgender is, or here's what a gay person is, and here's what it is to be gay. Here's what they do when they're gay. That's where we're getting to.
Yep.
So we took, like you said, we took a good thing, stop bullying. Let's not do this. And then we turn it into let's go a little bit further and
let's have drag shows.
Exactly. And
when does it end? And it's like, I'm in full agreement with, but to me, it's not, just don't bully because you just don't bully.
No,
right?
Don't.
Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that in the school. I don't care for the reason. You just don't do it. Yeah. But now there's a reason, and now they have to be, okay, you can't bully this person because they're gay. Well, you can't bully anybody. It should be inclusive bullying. It should not be, segregating, certain people or certain races or certain lifestyles, but it's like they do. I'll tell you, every time you give the stupid progressives an inch, it's a mile. Yeah. And then all of a sudden their views become what should be a right in this country.
And is it safe to tell our listeners what's coming up here next week? Just kind of give them a little bit of a just
we're gonna have to tease them for a couple episodes.
Yeah, stay tuned because we have an interview coming up with a fantastic individual who is one of these individuals that are going after school boards, going after this and going after that. And don't mess with this group.
We'll get more detail.
Yeah, we'll get more, but don't mess with this group.
We'll give you more detail about it. But it'll be, and whether that is a 1 or 2 part episode or whether it takes 5 episodes.
I could see this being a 10-part episode.
This literally is. This is the interview. Yep. These are the people you want to hear from, because these are the people that are trying to protect your children out there. And I'll even give Jimmy credit. Great get, Jim.
No.
You reached out. I don't care. You reached out to this group. I also reached out to this group, but you got a response because of, I think, your charm and good looks. I'm a little more abrasive. I get that. I'm more intimidating. My looks alone probably intimidate people. I think you can agree. Yeah. And so,
that's why I don't walk next to you half the time.
Well, that's right.
Because you make me look bad, man.
Well,
You're just sexy as hell.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
In the famous words of Fat Bastard, you're dead sexy. For all you Austin Powers fans out there.
And you're the one who said fat bastard, by the way. So don't ever bring it back. Don't ever bring that shit back on me now. You said it, not me. Jim, so please, people, keep that in mind. We'll tell you much more details about
this. Yeah, she is just fantastic. We'll when we get to the interview and we start putting out there, because like Dale said, this phone conversation started out as, hey, we're just going to introduce ourselves. You know who we are. It went into a fact that she had her group look us up. She goes, oh, I know who you guys are. It's like, oh, crap. And of course, Dale, I love Dale to death. And his comment is, you did a deep dive on us and you still wanted to come on and interview? So that's cool. So, but she is fantastic. She is phenomenal. She has actually been on Fox News. I mean, she's legit. This is a good get for us.
Fox and Friends. She was,
we need to stress it, and we will keep pushing it.
And it's a great cause, and we'll tell you all. It's about a great cause. Honestly, it's a great cause. Yep. So you're not going to want to miss any of that, because the conversation Jim and I have already had, eye-opening.
45 minutes, just the phone conversation.
Just a phone conversation,
and that wasn't even interviewing.
No, eye-opening, and I'll tell you.
And she loves our Attorney General of the United States.
Oh, of course, yes. We'll get more into we'll get into that. Who doesn't? Anyways, again, that's the show for today. Please, again, I mention it every show, so why not follow us on YouTube, on Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get podcasts. Honestly, it's in a lot of places. Follow us on Facebook. Look us up on our TikTok page. Everything's under 2 Guys, 1 Coup. Yep. That's all you got to do. Yep. 2 Guys, 1 Coup. You bring it up, you're going to find us. Yep. That's how it happens.
And share, the reason why Dale and I want to push this and want more people listening, because we're coming from, we always say it, 2 average guys that work for a living, paycheck to paycheck. And we're not the, the people in DC that are sitting there talking about how people are suffering when we pay for their gas, we pay for their food, we pay for we pay for everything. It's us. We're feeling it. We know what's going on, and we try to let you know what is going on in maybe a different way from listening to a Sean Hannity who, he has all these people doing all this stuff. But we just want this is serious, guys. This is real. Okay. I don't care what you say.
I mean, our country is in trouble.
You sit there and you talk about you want to blame Russia. You want to blame Russia for the high rise of gas prices. You want to blame this. But in the same vein, you're blaming that. You're canceling leases in this country for drilling for oil. We get into that a little bit later, folks. And you're stopping the pipeline. You're doing things to cause this, but you're blaming them. And
correct.
This administration is horrible, guys. And by the way, Dr. Fauci said that if Donald Trump wins the next election, he will not be the White House doctor, physician, whatever it is. Let's elect Trump.
Even more reason. I'll tell you what.
Or DeSantis. He won't be there for him either.
If whether it's DeSantis or Trump, or I'd say most of the other Republicans,
he's going to be fired.
Really be good. He's not going to be around,
right?
Unless it's somebody like a Kevin McCarthy or something like that, who's the minority.
But share us
if
on
it's him,
Facebook.
He'll keep him.
Share us on Facebook. I mean, just share us. We want more people because we want to
share the hell out of us.
We do. Sometimes we laugh a lot. We laugh. It's not that we're laughing about the topic, which just we just want to laugh because at this point in time we have to. And
you gotta have some humor, right?
But this is serious, guys. I mean, this really is. I mean, you go to a grocery store and just fill the bottom of your cart, just the bottom. Don't come up halfway. Just fill the bottom. I guarantee you, it's going to be at least $50 just in that little bit that's down there.
Just a little bit in the bottom. I mean, I can't go to the store without $250 anymore.
Yep.
And I'm feeding 3 people. Yep. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And I'm not out buying filet mignon. I'm not out buying, that's the stuff. So, Jim, great show. Yep, you did great again.
Well, you're usual. Always great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, you were a little bit off at times today, but it's okay. It's okay. I understand. And I don't mind telling people because it's your own personal health issues that you're not feeling.
That's all right. Cool.
It's okay. I don't know what it is, but if
I forgot Lindsey Graham's name. Let it go.
If I had to look at you, I think diabetes, but that's just a thought. Anyways, Jim, thank you very much. You've been great as usual. Please, again, follow us, like us, share us, find us on 2 Guys, 1 Coup, and we'll see you all on Thursday.
And Mom, that little symbol I just did, I did not say the word, but yes, I was implying it as I was doing it. So for all you, if I offended anybody out there that just saw that little thing that I did at the end, sorry.
Good. See you, Jim. You're the best. Bye.